Hello, my name is Carrie Roden. I'm a graduate student in the College of Nursing at the University of Texas at Arlington. I'm going to be doing a book review over What Were They Thinking? Uncommon Answers About Management by Jeffrey Pfeffer. Jeffrey Pfeffer is a professor at Stanford University. His emphasis is in business organization. He's been a professor at the collegiate level since 1979 and has taught at universities such as Harvard and the University of Illinois. He has been the author or co-author of 12 books. He's also helped publish over 110 articles on business organization. He teaches seminars across the world in at least 28 different countries, as well as seminars in the United States. He is also a columnist for Business 2.0 and publishes monthly. The purpose of this book was to look at what works and what does not work in a business organization. The author also looks at why things work in this business. The major emphasis in this book is on people. Jeffrey Pfeffer emphasizes that people are the driving source behind an organization, whether it be from the smallest of people to the most major of players as the CEO. He looks at how people can run the organization and build it up or make it weak. He provides several examples such as airline companies that had poor customer service. If these people were not taken care of in their jobs, he emphasizes that they will not care for their customers and therefore lead to businesses that do not develop well and eventually fail. He also looks at businesses that do work and provides examples of how they support their people in order to excel in their business. He's looking at different reasons as to why things work and why things don't work. There are several different times when he shows you throughout the book that maybe a specific way of doing something is perhaps not the best way of doing something, and there might be a different way to look at something. The target audience of this book is generally everyone. The author states it can be applied to anyone from the CEO of a company to just the everyday employee of a business organization. The strengths of this book are that it can be easily generalized to all businesses. From the smallest of businesses that is run by maybe a few people to large Fortune 500 companies, this book can be applied across the board. It gives examples of real situational experiences that Mr. Pfeffer has had in his own business experience, as well as the ones that he has observed across the years. He talked about what worked and what really did not work. He gave examples of CEOs trying to maybe crunch on their people and how it didn't work in that it made the organization struggle. He also talked about what really did work. He gave you examples of how if you benefited your people in your organization, that they would actually build your corporation and make it prosper. There were very few weaknesses that I found in this book. If I had to pick a weakness out, the only weakness I could truly find is that it was very, very generalized. And I guess as being part of the strengths, it also contributes to a weakness. Because he had to keep it so generalized so it could apply to a variety of settings, the book couldn't narrow in on specific topics. He covered a broad array of topics, but in order to specify on one individual problem, a person who read this book would have to actually look at the references. He did provide references at the end of every chapter as to different situations that you might have problems with and resources that you could go to, but that would take you outside of the book and make you have to do that research on your own, which would require a little bit of extra time. So if you were utilizing this book to give you specific examples of what to do and what not to do, it probably would not be the best of books to look at. I think Mr. Pfeffer truly met the objectives in this book. He really focused on what worked and what doesn't work. He also explained through a variety of examples why things work and how to apply them across the board. I really enjoyed reading this book. It was a very good read. It kept me laughing from the beginning because of all the examples that he gave. There were so many examples that apply in the real world that I could easily apply to a business setting. It gives you a firm foundation in how a business organization works and what you need to look at as far as driving your people that are under you forward. I think it will be instrumental in developing me as a nurse leader.